The anime begins with a new semester of high school. Junichi Hashiba, the main character, on his way to school realizes that every boy is with a girl, which agitates him. He reaches school and meets his friends, who are also single. In the class again, he sees the most of the boys are with girls. This makes his friend Shiose Sakaroto angry and sad at the same time. Junichi becomes worried because he had thought that he would have a girlfriend by the time he was in high school. While he was thinking, Nene enters the class and gives him the lunch that he had forgotten at home. She tries to flirt with him, but Junichi ignores her by saying that he is not interested in her. Junichi's friend were noticing all this. They start teasing him. He tells them that she is just like a little sister to him. Then there comes a hot girl named Yui Kashi. She greets Junichi and starts talking with him. After she leaves, Shinpei appears saying naughty things about her figure. After that, he and the others start reading porn magazines in front of the class. Junichi tries to stop but ends up reading too. Yukana Yarne sees this and starts insulting Junichi and the others, but this doesn't affect them, as they again start reading. Junichi again tries to stop them but ends up imagining naughty scenes with Yukana. Shinpei gives a love letter to Junichi and tells him to put it in Yukana's school locker. Later, Yukana finds that letter and after reading it, she reaches out to Junichi, who asks her out on a date. In response, she starts insulting him, but he keeps himself motivated by seeing her panties. Later, when he is about to leave due to humiliation, she stops him and tells him that she likes him. There, they become boyfriend and girlfriend. The day after the confession, Junichi is still shocked and how he will treat Yukana. Shinpei suggests Junichi have a karaoke date where they can make out in a private room. Yukana announces she is dating Junichi in front of their class. Afterwards, she invites Junichi to karaoke, as she has done with her friends before. As they sing, Junichi has fantasies of seducing Yukana. As they leave the karaoke place, Ranko sees them from a distance. Junichi feels obligated to honor an invitation placed in his shoe locker. She ends up meeting Ranko, who aggressively seduces Junichi until Yukana stops them. Yukana tells Junichi that Ranko is her childhood friend. The next day, Junichi, Yukana, and Ranko are wandering in the city when they are approached by two guys who make a move on Yukana. Although Junichi's attempts to protect Yukana result in him being shoved away, Ranko agrees to join the two guys, only to beat them up shortly afterward. Ranko later shows up at Junichi's house where she seduces Junichi again, deducing that she is a virgin and that she is dating Yukana because he wants to get laid. Junichi denies the allegations and declares he only wants to have sex with the girl he loves. Yui recalls herself seemingly satisfied as being greeted by her classmates, especially Junichi. Then Junichi researches Gyarus, Gal Fashion Group, and ended up in an online show featuring a stylish girl who berates people while her followers agree through chat. At school, Yui arrives as classmates are greeted. Unknown to them, Yui treats and thinks of them like lowly maids and butlers. Keigo, along with Junichi, Shinpei, and Minoru, discuss the girl he saw online last night. He shows them his phone with the girl he saw. Shinpei doubts the image as he previously saw the girl somewhere else. Yukana joins her friends and Yui seizes the opportunity of having a conversation with Junichi. At the cafe, Yui berates Yukana while Junichi is seemingly unsure of his position as he and Yukana were officially dating. Meanwhile, Shinpei watches Boa, the stylish girl who streams online while berating people, and finally realizes that girl he somewhere knew, and Boa was just one person as he hits the print screen button. The next day, Shinpei discusses his discovery to Keigo and Minoru that Boa and Yui were indeed one person, and Ranko butts into their discussion. Yui invites Junichi to the rooftop and confesses that she likes him, ordering him to break up with Yukana. Junichi turns down Yui's confession, but the latter suddenly outbursts her dissatisfaction that Junichi should follow her like a dog. She threatens Junichi to reveal their conversation at the cafe to Yukana, but his perverted friends along with Ranko arrive. Junichi is experiencing a dream of Yukana until he wakes up and sees a busty pink-haired lady on his chest. The lady reveals to him that she is Nene, who had a Gyaru-style makeover, despite not being proficient in speaking like a Gyaru. On their way to school, Nene clings to Junichi, and the latter's perverted friends see him with envy. At the shoe locker, Junichi is greeted by Yui, who tries to make amends with him from their previous confrontation. Nene appears to both of them and quickly berates Yui due to her mentality and flat-chestedness. During the lunch break, Junichi is eating together with Yukana while Ranko guards them both. Nene joins the lunch and Yukana barely recognizes Nene while the latter competes herself with Ranko and Yukana by bumping their breasts, much to Junichi's delight. Later at night, and after watching Yui's BoA online show, Junichi tries to sleep, but a naked Nene appears on him and demands to have sex with him. Though his libido kicks in, he remains loyal to Yukana by refusing to have sex with Nene. Nene left and vows to get Junichi's affection someday. Shinpei and his perverted friends discuss Junichi's relationship progress and suggest making it naughtier by playing a king game. Yukana invites Junichi to come to her house, and the latter suggests inviting Ranko and Nene, as well as his perverted friends, much to Yukana's dismay. As Junichi daydreams about taking advantage of Yukana, Yui appears on him and is inadvertently invited as well. At Yukana's house, she gets changed and invites Junichi to her room. Delighted by the interior of her room, Junichi also gets delighted with Yukana's sensual appearance. While the latter seemingly teases him, their sensual moment is interrupted by the arrival of Ranko, Nene, and Yui. Then came the perverted friends who wear weird attire. Shinpei initiates the king game and everyone seems to be having fun until Shinpei and Junichi devise a plan to gain a kiss with Yukana. The round which involves kissing ended up on all boys, which was revealed as Junichi rigged the selection to save the girls despite him possibly kissing his perverted friends. After the humiliating dare of kissing, Yukana invites everyone to summer vacation, but everyone doesn't have enough money to spend. They decided to take part-time jobs to fill up their proposed summer vacation. Shinpei discusses with his perverted friends and Junichi about job placing posted on the internet and decided to work for their preparation for the upcoming summer vacation. Junichi applies for kitchen staff in a cosplay-themed cafe, and it happens as Yukana, Ranko, Yui, and Nene work as cosplayed waitresses in the same workplace. As days pass in their part-time jobs, the cosplay-themed cafe where Junichi and the girls work, the supervisor had a nefarious plan to hold an event that will somewhat boost the cafe. The supervisor gives them books that contain lewd and sensual stories, camouflaged as ordinary books. As the girls read, Junichi and Yukana are somewhat aroused but manage to fend it off by realizing that something is wrong with the event that will be going to happen. Junichi angrily tells the supervisor about respect towards the girls, but the supervisor ignores his plea. Yui decides to take matters into her own hands, as she contacts the owner of the cafe itself and threatens the supervisor. Yukana's middle school friend Dai Mitarai bumps into her and Junichi. Junichi begins to feel that she took an interest in her friend more than him because of his looks. After thinking that she likes him more, Yukana left Junichi in a huff, making him feel worse. During school, Junichi tries his attempts to talk to Yukana but fails. His friends tried to cheer him up by going to karaoke and succeeded. But they backfired when they saw Yukana talking to Dai. After a conversation another day, Junichi ran from Yukana, leaving her heartbroken. Yui comes to talk to him and becomes mad at him for being selfish about what he thinks. Nene felt that way also. Yukana meets with her friends, and at the moment she is about to speak, she cries. Ranko becomes furious and storms off to find Junichi. At the restaurant where Ranko finds Junichi and his friends there, Dai comes in with his gang, and Junichi and the rest listened about what they were going to do to Yukana. Ranko goes to them, but Junichi steps in and comes toward them. They go outside to settle matters. Dai starts winning the fight, but Junichi grabs then bites Dai's leg. Junichi somehow manages to win the fight. He meets Yukana behind the school and makes amends, recreating his first confession while in a dogiza. After their romantic reconciliation, Yukana decides to take Junichi to spend the day at the amusement park. They go to a photo booth and take a picture together with Junichi attempting to kiss her. At the end of their date, Yukana confesses to him that she would like to return with him the following year to the amusement park and then all years after. She then unexpectedly kisses Junichi right before she leaves for home, surprising him. Junichi meets Yui and gives him thanks for his advice. He then asks her if she has ever done streaming videos, implying that he knows about Yui's identity as BoA from the previous episode. A blushing and stammering Yui pretends to have no idea what he is talking about. Nene interrupts them and exclaims that his face looks handsome again. Ranko and Yukana then appear. All notice Yukana blushing. Nene and Yui growls that something happened between the two, but Ranko laughingly asks, "You're still a virgin, right?" Only to whisper to him that she will kill him if not. Yukana takes his hand and both run away towards the school entrance. There the anime ends.